Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an angle to the race that might be the path to finding the winner. Well, a mixed meeting on Sunday at Sha Tin, and we're going to the dirt for the first of our races. It's race 3 and our winning factor is the map. Now this is a Class 4 dirt sprint and Jolly Companion has won 2 of these lately. There will be fans of Fun and Fun Together returning after a break. Nebraskan has had some excuses lately, and I won't be surprised to see improvement from a fitter Ka Ying Warrior this time. But ultimately I think the race revolves around 2 in particular. The last start winner on this surface, Dragon Air Force, and another horse in great recent form, Zach Purton's ride, Vulcanus. And they last raced on the same program, only 1 race apart, so we'll get to that in a moment. Now Dragon Air Force, it was only his 2nd appearance on the dirt. He'd been a bit unlucky at his first appearance, and these Swiss Ace horses do go very well on the surface, and he was able to put things right 2nd time of asking. This is race 271, he's in gate 6 in mostly yellow and black colours, and Dragon Air Force is outpaced early and settles in the back half of the field. Now, the race shape is not especially quick in any section, but a good consistent speed throughout. He couldn't have had a better run through the race for Matthew Chadwick, and when they turn for home, he's ready to launch in the straight as the leaders start to tire and open up, and his strong finish goes on to win him the race. Now, 30 minutes later, we will see Vulcanus. Now, he'd been a winner with some authority on the dirt at his previous run in Class 5. He was up in grade and was defeated, but he certainly left no doubt that he's well up to Class 4. Let's take a look at this performance. This is race 272. He's in gate 4, aqua with purple sleeves, and jumps well enough. But as the race progresses, you can see he's finding it tough to stay with the leaders and eventually gets stuck 3 wide in about midfield, and the heat map shows a very fast mid-race section that is going to gas him sitting out there exposed in that position. But in the stretch he continues to try hard and apply himself. Mojave Desert, the horse in grey and pink inside him, has had an easier trip, and ultimately that makes the difference at the finish. So an unlucky loser there, Vulcanus, but confirmation that he is going to win races in this grade. But one of the things about those races being so close together is that we don't have to worry about differing track conditions when we try to compare the 2 races. And the race profile of Dragon Air Force's victory, to me, looks a stronger form race. It's a faster time overall. The first and last sections were faster, and it was only that very quick middle split that stood out in the race with Vulcanus, though definitely wasn't much help to him in the event. Now what stands out about this race on Sunday is how much pace there is in the race. And when we take a look at the map, that might not help Vulcanus again from the outside gate, while it also hurts a number of the other chances I mentioned earlier who would prefer to see a race where their natural speed to get up near the lead is a more potent weapon. For Matt Chadwick on Dragon Air Force, the race sets up well for him again to be settling back and bringing his strong finish to bear. So the tip from me in race 3, Dragon Air Force. His winning factor, the map. Now, I think we've isolated the best 2 chances in the race, but the map is the thing that separates them. Vulcanus, stuck out there in a wide gate, he's still able to win, but it makes it tougher, whereas Dragon Air Force is going to get pretty much the same setup as he got in winning last time. The second race I'm looking at for Sunday's meeting is race 4, where our winning factor is the Goldilocks factor. This is a Class 4, 1200 metres, and there may be fans for the likes of Panda and Flying Double, but for me the race is dominated by just 3 runners, with only 1 win between them, and all searching for a spot where things go exactly right on the day. Sunny to Best, Invincible Lucky and Triumphant Warrior. So Triumphant Warrior recently has been racing over 1400 metres, but I want to take you back to his first up run this season over Sunday's course and distance 1200 metres and see how he performed there. This is race 67. He's in barrier 1, blue and red stripes with white sleeves, and he begins well here for Derek Lung, and Triumphant Warrior gets a lovely spot in the box seat following a pace that is better than average and that suits him because, as you can see, even in this good tempo, he can be just a bit keen going in himself. So it sets up well until the run into the stretch. The runs ahead of him close, the leaders take him nowhere. By the time he does get clear, he's playing catch-up and gets home too late to win the race. So Sunny the Best is the winner of these three horses we're looking at and was very impressive winning last season, but he's a horse who's had plenty go wrong in his races, and he was back to those troubles again last start in a race that was almost a carbon copy of what we've just seen with Triumphant Warrior. This is race 281. He's in gate 4, all blue colours, and Sunny the Best is out well quickly into the first three, and Zach Purton plants him behind the leaders who are going along at an average speed. Now, it's a lovely trip for 800 metres, but his backers on this day will definitely want to look away now when we get into the straight as everything goes wrong. There's no way clear. Zach balances him up again and has to go to plan B, giving up ground against the leaders to get out to the outside, but the race is gone. He doesn't have time to put things right. Now, there's no question that Sunny the Best should have won there, and when we get to the third horse we're examining, Invincible Lucky, he's also a horse who's run a lot of very good races in a short career without being able to win because he too can find a problem. Now, this is his latest, race 309, his gate 9, pink colours, and note Invincible Lucky, one of the first to begin. More on that in a moment. But there is pace under him, and that forces Brenton Avdulla to let those horses go, look to get in somewhere, but in the end it doesn't happen. He has to go all the way back to second last and just in front of the winner, the Boombox. Now, the pace here, neither fast nor slow, but sound enough to let the run-ons into the finish, and the two from the back come between horses, make their runs together, and Invincible Lucky has to settle for a creditable second. Now, that was really a case of Invincible Lucky's lack of tactical speed not helping him from that wide draw, and a couple of the changes that we do note for this Sunday's race for these horses, Sunny the Best moving out from gate 4 in his race last time to gate 8 this time, and Invincible Lucky gets an inside draw, which is something he hasn't had very often. But Invincible Lucky also has blinkers being reapplied. Now, we saw on that replay how fast he began in that race, and he's done that both starts this season since blinkers were removed. When he wore blinkers previously, he wasn't such a slick beginner, so while the low draw on Sunday should help him, his start will determine how much use he can make of that, and well, we'll see what effect the blinkers have on his start. Purton likes to ride positively, so that's probably the plan on Sunny the Best, but riding high has the pace to hold him out. There's other speed underneath him too, and Lucky Blessing will come across and apply more pressure from the outside. So the risk for Sunny the Best is that he's going to be kept busy in the run. Meanwhile, I think Jerry Chow will be trailing the good speed on Triumphant Warrior in front of one major rival and with a better trip than the other, and trailing suits him better than being a fired up leader, as we've seen from him lately over 1400 metres. But the tip from me in race 4, Triumphant Warrior. His winning factor, the Goldilocks factor. I think if these three horses all got everything they wanted in the run, Triumphant Warrior would probably be my third choice out of the three. But the other two have some disadvantages. The one who's going to get everything just right in terms of distance, draw and pace looks to be Triumphant Warrior, and that should allow him to break through on Sunday. Well, that's it from the winning factor. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.